Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. Yeah, it's me again. Anyway, this is my post-market wrap-up on this record-setting day for the NASDAQ. So again, Monday, June 8th, 2020. I know that not one of you that follow this blog is surprised. The NASDAQ just closed at a new all-time record high, and mark my words right here and right now that the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones Industrial Average are going to follow with new record highs in short order. The market is invincible. The market is unstoppable because of the action of the Federal Reserve. The Wall Street banks, the hedge funds, it's a scheme, it's a scam, but that's the way it is. So again, it just makes our life easy. Let's cover a few other assets. Cryptocurrencies were flat. Gold and silver caught a bid today. The 10-year yield, 0.87 the last time I looked, down slightly. It was 0.91 earlier today, but that's a pretty strong move. No, it's an extremely strong move higher over the past several weeks. It's probably a historic move. I can't remember the last time I've seen the 10-year yield move like that, and the correlation is really in our face. As the 10-year yield goes up, stocks follow higher. Very simple. Crude oil was the fly in the ointment today. Yeah, stocks put on gains across the board very strongly, but these would have been more powerful had crude oil caught a bid. There's all this talk about cuts and no cuts and this with OPEC and that with OPEC and whatever. So, there's this uncertainty right now, but it's a setup for a move higher. You know that. It's all part of the game. You understand? I think you do. The fake news, the propaganda, the misinterpreted numbers, the errors in reporting. I mean, it's just too much. But this is what you can expect in a totally rigged, upside down market like this. It's just going to continue this way for the foreseeable future. Speaking of the foreseeable future, we will be hearing from the Fed Wednesday, and we'll see what the market does. Look, let me put a perspective on this for you. This market has gone straight up since, well, for the last few months. Every one of you that has followed my blog has been told exactly how it would play out. It's exactly how it's going here. So no surprises for you. But with that said, I really, really, really would like to see this market give some back. Nothing goes up in a straight line like this without giving some back. Maybe, I don't know. But when Yellowstone opens his pie hole, maybe he'll say something that the market won't like. We'll get a pullback, and that will be a buying opportunity. We're going to get in here again. As a matter of fact, I sent out a market and position update in my newsletter, free newsletter, link in the description of this video. There's like nearly 30,000 of you who subscribed to it so far. You all understand what I just said. I am a little reluctant to enter any new positions here. I'm still holding a few. I really want to see a pullback. I want to see it. If we don't get one over this week, well, then I'll consider opening up some new spots. But a pullback here would be a gift of epic proportions for traders, for the Wall Street banks, for the hedge funds. There's no doubt about it, because this market is going to hit all new record highs, not just the NASDAQ like today, new record high for the NASDAQ, but the S&P is going to follow. So is the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Nothing else matters. tens of millions of people out of work. Still, regardless of the fake number, and it was fake, that they put out is proven to be fake, cooked. It was an error, okay? But you don't hear too much coming out of the president's mouth about that number, do you? Has he said, oh, guess what, guys? The report was erroneous and I made a mistake. I shouldn't have been cheerleading. No, he's hoping you're going to forget about it. You see, politicians, all of them, realize that the public has a very short memory. And when you're distracted by scamdemics, plandemics, riots, and everything else across the board, divide and conquer, you can't think straight. You're unable to put things together or keep them in your head. So this is how politics plays with your mind, okay? It's all a psyop. You understand? It's a psyop on you. And you are a direct target of a psyop operation pretty much 24/7. Especially if you're paying attention to anything that comes out of a single politician's mouth, or a Fed chair's mouth, or a Fed president's mouth, or economic advisors. They're all there to mislead you. They're all there to tell you, look here, don't look here. I think you get that. All right, anyway, look, let's summarize real quick. The scheme is pretty simple. More cash will be flowing into the stock market because of actions of the Federal Reserve, artificially suppressed rates for eternity, okay? They're funneling cash to the Wall Street banks to buy stocks. They're funneling cash to the hedge funds to buy stocks. I told you this was going to happen before it did, and it's happening now. Crude oil, they're going to find a way to prop that up. That's going to push stocks higher. I still believe this. What they're holding in their back pocket is, because they don't need it right now. The market's going up. Once the market maybe pulls back a little bit, and it will at one point, maybe this week, hopefully, okay, let's hope, you're going to hear the stories. China deal going well. Phase 1 back on target. We're moving on to phase 2. Another beautiful letter, maybe a few beautiful letters. They're holding it, okay, for when they need it. Obviously, they don't need it now. Market's going up anyway because the actions of the Federal Reserve, actions of the administration, direct correlation between the White House and the Federal Reserve, the actions of the Wall Street banks, the actions of the hedge funds. It's very, very simple to understand this. So that's pretty much it. That's where we are. Wait for the fake story to be floated out. It's going to be 100% fake. And the market's going to buy it yet again. How many times have they floated out the same stories? Verbatim. Same words. They've agreed to talk. Things are looking good now. Whatever it might be. But the market buys it every single time. So that will be floated out at one point. Who knows when? I think it's when the market pulls back a little bit. They're gonna do whatever they can to push it higher, because that's all that matters here is the stock market. The economy doesn't matter. The tens of millions of people out of work don't matter. And I can prove that to you, because when President Trump touted the fake number, the 2.5 million, he didn't mention one syllable about the tens of millions of you who are out of work. So you don't matter. What does matter is the stock market going higher, people like myself getting richer off of it, the Wall Street banks making more money, anyone invested in the stock market. But if you're not part of the emerging elite class, you're going down. You don't matter. You're persona non grata, especially to this president, as you know that, and it's not going to matter whoever sits in the White House. They're just a mouthpiece. You understand that? They're just a mouthpiece. I've told you this for years, and that's just sincerely the way it's playing out here. All right, look, that's it. I think this has been an important video. I would love to hear from you. Please place comments here. Give me a blow by blow. Greg, you're wrong about this. You're right about that. I will read the comments, I promise. With that said, I'll see you in the morning. This guy right here, you know what I'm going to say? I love you a lot. That's the truth. We need each other. You know that. See you in the morning.